powered, offered by USANA with great specialists that we thanks for their knowledge, for their expertise that they are sharing with us. Last time we had Dr. Karen Wolf speaking about the link between menopause and digestion. And tonight we will hear from Christina Orlandini, and Christina will speak about nutrition needs at every age of the life of woman. Let me tell you a bit more about Christina's background. Christina started by her studies in Italian fine arts, but then because she's so passionate about nutrition, she did other studies, this time in France, about dietetic and nutrition. And now she's living in the South French Alps. Why? Because she loves the forest and outdoor sports, and that two important things for her well-being. And that's important to share this because all of this series of calls are about well-being, wellness, optimal health for women. So she has been working for years in practices at specialized clinics for metabolic diseases and childhood. And then she decided to work exclusively in private practice, where she feels free to educate and help her patients. She's grateful because her job enabled her to develop her knowledge in the scientific, educational, and human background. Tonight, as I said, she will speak about nutrition for women, wellness at every age, and she will be sharing practical, holistic, and strategies to support women health and vitality at every age. At every age, sorry. Christina, time is yours, and thanks for being with us. We are looking forward to learn from you.
Yes, thank you to everybody, first of all. And I prepare my little word for all languages that are tonight. So I want to say, good evening, everybody. I want to say, buenas tardes, everybody. I want to say, buonasera to everybody and bonsoir to tout le monde e of course buonasera ai miei compatrioti italiani. Okay, so tonight, yes, like they said, I prepared some slides that would be in English, so it would be a little easy to me to explain the slides in English. But thank you, really, thank you very much to all translators that are here tonight and for their patience and also for the patience that we have with my English, which is not perfect. And we will talk about the different stage of human nutrition, but above all, I would like just a little correct, remain on the menopause time. So we will take a little more time about a menopause time. Okay, let's go start with the fact that human nutrition is like a Russian door, from the big, you have to consider for the big door for the little one. So we start to say that the nutritional needs change really about the sex. Okay, if I am a man, I don't have usually, then we are all different, but usually we don't have the same needs that the woman. The energy that we spend, of course, if I'm somebody that work out all day, I will need a different level of energy. So I'm talking about calories or kilojoules in a worldwide measure. And also the constitution and the genetic. That's not mean that if my mother is a little cheeky or if I have a grandparents with the same kind of pathology or if they have been a little overweight, I will be the same and I have to say, okay, that's done. I can do nothing about. No, because today we know that's happy genetic, which is the change of our genes that are really related to the style of our life It's almost more important than the genetic themselves. But at the beginning, of course, we have considered the constitution of your body and our genetic. And then we go inside the topic of female. So all females are pretty much different, and also there is depend about our age. If we are teen or we are on the third age or a little bit older, our depends usually will be not the same. Our lifestyle, if I'm so stressed and my type of life where I live, etc., can be very important. Also, my physical and psycho statement, how I am at that moment, can be very different and can give me a different need, nutritional need about it. And we will see a little bit later. And again, our genetics. So the genetic of the properly the females. So everything's all those things are so important to define our need. Okay, let's see a little further. If I okay, so when we are talking about energy and our need, we know that we are talking about the macronutrients, which are carbo, proteins, and fat. Pretty much everybody, I'm sure, know about those macronutrients. And also the needs of our micronutrients and the needs of our energy. So do you remember, do you know what are the micronutrients? Of course. So all kind of vitamins. I'm not talking about antioxidants. If they are not vitamins or mineral, they are not included inside. But what really our body needed, it's all this. Is that like if you think vitamins, the name vitamins, it's vita at the beginning of the name, which is life, okay, from Latin. So we really can't live it without those little amounts of micronutrient and can be in gram or in micrograms. That's it's so important. And why I had this little cute girl here that is sitting because we really our health in our all step all age of our life can be really related from the beginning. I could say not because it's me of course, but I could say because this is what the science study and more also relate about our guts. And so when I'm talking about guts, I'm talking about our microbiome. Okay, it's inside our good batteries, bacteria, I'm sorry, our good bacteria. Um, so even when our life was inside our mother womb, at that time it was already important what our mother was eating in order to build our body and our nervous system. So think about it, a lady that is pregnant, how she eat is already very important for the little lady that will become a woman and then will be one day on menopause. So for her health it will be already very important. That's another time. This doesn't mean that if I have had a mother that have eaten very bad, I can't do nothing anymore. I said that we can always repair, and hopefully there are very good things today that we can do and take some supplement and helps us. But still, it's better that we start to eat in a healthy way everything from our warm life. Okay, I hope that our translator can understand me. So before birth. And it's all matter about how I build with my little pieces, the house of my body. And everything that is not balanced, like for example, one of the most important minerals when we are we growing is of course the calcium. Okay, so if I don't have enough calcium, and the these topics, it's more complicated than that. Just let me tell you that sometimes it's your body really craves about calcium. For example, if you are pregnant another time, or if you are breastfeeding, your body can try to take the calcium from everywhere. Even the calcium that usually is not so, how I say, bioavailability, like the calcium, for example, in the carbo, usually like in the pasta, rice, usually is not a very good type of calcium. But if the body really need it, it just try to keep all calcium from everywhere. But still, you can be in lack at the moment, and all unbalancing situation our body one day will cause more or less we cause some problems. And the OMS said that to be healthy is not to be without pathology. Okay? Let me take you an example. If when I was young, I eat couple oranges, for example, a day, which is a very already difficult from teens. And my intake was about 100 grams, 100 milligrams, sorry, about vitamin C. And it didn't cover my needs. That's not say that I'm really that I developed a pathology about that, but I will be with the lack. And to be with the lack cannot be shown immediately straight like in my bloodstream, but one day I will pay, we say I pay the bill about that, like in menopause. When I go in menopause, there will be more for something that will be more difficult, and I will have more lack, more nutrients deficiency at that moment. Is it clear? Here, there's just an example. I'm sorry. When I'm teen, between my childhood and 19, 20 years old, so my teenage, I need between pretty much 400 and 800 milligram for a male and for a female of calcium. So this is and is pretty much. Do you know how much calcium there is in one yogurt? I'm talking about regular size European yogurts, which is pretty much 125 milligrams. Do you know that? It's about 200 milligrams. And I'm talking about plain yogurt without sugar, because otherwise a little less. So it's pretty much, you think, 800. And when I will be in some situation, teens like really have to build and build my bones, can be also more. And if I don't have enough, I can have a trouble when I will go to menopause. A woman more than the man, because we have those hormones problem that really um, tease you, if I can say that, all our life. Who more and who's less. So this phrase, this sentence, it's remain in Italian. So that say that there are many studies that shows that the girl that took some little supplies, the calcium, vitamin D, I'm talking about supplies, not just the food, they became more tall, so taller girls, bones and muscles stronger. But I know in some countries, like for example in Italy, and I think pretty much in France too, kids and teen really don't take vitamins, extra vitamins that maybe that we need it, because they think it's like drug, like medication, and it's too bad. But can be very helpful for our youngest. But for the culture sometimes with the doctor that say no, it's okay, she or he doesn't need nothing, but there are so many studies that show that will be stronger women if they take a little intake. I don't take much heat health, but a little intake about that. What about, is that okay so far for all nice translator? Yeah, I don't know, I don't see anybody, I hope so.
Uh, I think so. If not, I will open my microphone and let you know.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Erwin.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks. Let's back to the vitamin D, very important for everything, the immune system, for our guts, our brain health, and also our mood health. Why I put vitamin C close calcium if it's not really the luck that young people had, because they don't have a lot problems of vitamin D at that time for many reasons. I don't want to be too longer about it, but for many reasons. But just because you can use in your body the calcium if you don't have enough vitamin D. Let me give you a very, very simple example. I like simple example. Um, think about a train, all wagons about the trains. And the train is the vitamin D. And inside there are all the wagons with the calcium. You can have a lot of good calcium quality, but if the train doesn't move, nothing happens. So really need something that transport the calcium in the body, which is not in the station, but is the cells. So you can take all calcium that you want, but you don't have, let's talk about a human adult, you don't have enough vitamin D, nothing will happen. That's why we suggest always check our blood exam if we have enough vitamin D. Otherwise, we're just gonna lose and sometimes also fatigue our kidneys. Okay, that's why I put in together. When the situation in our body about nutrition in all way is in this way, everything will be better. But what is this situation? It depends from everybody. Like I said before, sport, no sport activity, stress, no stress, live in the city, live in the countryside, etc., etc. Or about me, for example, if I don't want to talk too much about me, I changed a vertebra just 8 weeks ago. I have a crash, 15-meter crash. Can you believe it? 15 minutes on my feet. Yeah, it's like a miracle. I have that on paragliding in Switzerland. And so I have just a vertebra, the T212, is broken. Um, I had to take a lot amount of calcium, vitamin D, and other vitamins in order to repair my vertebrae. And I don't want to talk for everybody, but it's really it's almost a mystery for the chiropractics, the physiotherapist, and my orthopedics to see how I'm already in shape. I'm really in shape. I think because that's why what I told to him, because I was already fit. I was already I did sport, have a muscles, which is very important for our health, for our bones. Muscle are important for our bones, and because I take a lots of good supplies, and there is no mystery. I don't think it's just a miracle. I think there is also no mystery. I had very good supplies that helped me to be like this just 8 weeks later my surgery. Let's back. So imagine that 40% of the build of a skeleton and our bones, it's made until 19 years old or 21 for the boys. Then it start to go down. So before we take care about that and before we be better for all our life. Above all, for the woman again, that they have some bones problem, who more, who less. But at one point can be more fragile for this drop of estrogen. It's also important because we can talk about micronutrient, but it's also important talking about the energy. Sometimes for women, we talk about energy like, oh, too much calories. But if we don't have any, well, not any, but if we don't have enough, we have not enough calories, it would be difficult to face also. So the micronutrients are important, but just try to not be too low on your calorie and eat the calorie that you need. And at that time also will be very different, like I said before. But calories are also important. It's not the devil calories like a carbo of the the foods. No, it's so important. Give us the energy to face and also help the vitamins go inside the cells and make their work. So a girl, usually a girl need between 2,100 and 2,900. So it's enough. And we know that our teen try to eat little because they don't want to take weight. Women usually gain a weight. We are not all the same, again, but most of the women, the more that they have a lot estrogen, gain a weight. We know. You are like, I know, where I gain weight, always the same place on my hips and my butt and the tights. Yeah, usually. Then there are women that's got a little more amount quantity of testosterone. They're still women 100%, but just a little bit. And so it's this gain of weight really precisely at that place. It's a little different. It's more like a man on the stomach. But most of the women gain a weight there. Why? Why we have couple kilos there and nowhere we want? Well, this is really natural because when we are pregnant, when the lady is pregnant, where is the baby? The baby is exactly at the hips level. Okay, so hips level means behind, a little down the tight, and this is because in this way our body can protect better the baby inside if something happened. If I fell down and if I have a couple kilos more, I can, like a cushion, like a pillow, it can help a little bit more the baby inside. So it's normal that we are made in this way because we are not still different from the woman from the cave and the woman now about something. So the society is completely changing. This was just an anecdote about why we gain weight at that place. When you see ANC, for who knows that, it's a it means, oh, sorry, nutritional, because I have something, okay, nutrition's recommended intake. So this is pretty much for Europe, but when I check, for example, United States, it's pretty much the same. Then I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about Asia. Sorry about that. But this is about pretty much the intake on our society that we need it. So we see it's pretty different from 800 calories for a young lady or a teenager, whatever you want. Then we arrive at the warmer childbearing age. So it can be still 38, 39, 40 years. Usually we are in childbearing age between 40 and 50, but there are so many ladies that goes in menopause at 60 and the other goes at 38. There is nothing different. There is nothing strange. It's that we are not all the same. So today in our society, the lady, I know that pretty much of you are in this situation. I don't know where is this line read. I'm sorry, but so are unbalancing. Let me tell you, most of us are imbalancing. Imbalancing about omega-3, so the fat acid that usually we don't have enough because the really what we needed of the omega-3, which is the HA and EPA, are only in the fish or um, food of the sea. Okay, only there. We can find omega-3 in the olives like walnuts, which is very good. But those just in the fish. And the fish that it's also fat, because if it's not fat, there is no fat acid inside. And how many fish we eat a week? Fat, like salmon. Most of us eat salmon once a week. Maybe who really loves fish, who really love two, but no more, I'm pretty sure. And also, we can really eat the fish a lot because it's full of heavy metals like cadmium, for example, arsenicum. So there is a lot of pollution inside. We can eat a lot of fish. Would be not good for other things. So most of us really have this lack. And omega-3 are so important for our nerve system, for our cell brains, the neuron, and for the activity of pass the message, which call synapses between one and the others. So if we don't have enough, we can be ready to develop some, well, more than some, lots of problems like depression and other problems to menopause. So it's very important to supply this. We are pretty much in luck. Also, other vitamins that we human, we sorry, human, we also men, but we talk about women, we really need, and it's the vitamin B, all group B, but above all, B6. And we can do a conference for a couple hours, maybe more, just about B6 and why we don't have time. Just to tell you, this is so important for many things, for the muscles, for the immune system, and for our nervous system. And we are all pretty much stressed. We are mom. We work so hard. We have to take about family outside. The situation today is not so easy, and many women have the chance, like for example me, to live very close to the trees and really connect with the nature, for meditate or for have a sport when they want. Who lives in the city have a lot more about that. Even it's wonderful for culture to live in the city, but still there is a lot of pollution that eat this vitamin and consume this vitamin for some kind of metabolism things. It's called homocysteine inside the body, and also need more omega-3s. So maybe most of you that live in the city and you are really activist lady, I'm sure about it. You really need to eat a lot. We can find the vitamin B pretty much in the meat and in the pulse and in the grain. The problem is that it's hydrosensitive, water soluble. And so if you cook your meat and everything, you cook your vegetables and you cook your pulse, and you have to cook your pulse, otherwise you got a problem in your stomach. You're gonna lose like 60 or 70% of that those vitamins B. So even if there is in the food, it's difficult to have a good amount. And that's why. And then you're gonna develop some problems that you even don't know it's related to the vitamin B. But at some point, if you want to stay healthy in a way, I really suggest to supplement that. Same things for the vitamin C. The pollution eat a lot of vitamin C. The kidney need for recharge every time they use adrenaline and our neurotransmitter. They really need vitamin C to recharge. And of course, all tissue that have collagen need vitamin C in our immune system. We can face with a couple fruit a day and even with the vegetable that we eat. Even if we eat healthy, we can face the needs of today. There are a few women that also take some medication because they have to. Like, for example, a medication for the heart. This is block beta, when we have had some heart problem, or just in case there are some um, some doctor that get just in case because maybe we have some heart attack or stroke or something. This drug eat a lot of CODs, which is also ubiquinones, which is a molecule. It's not really a nutrient, but it's come from a nutrient and inside our cell, actually inside the mitochondria, and it's very, very important for our health. And so if we take this drug, this is a take the this CO10, and also C, all vitamins that really eat this drug. So all those. So if I have to take this medication, I will not have enough B to face my life, and also um, to face a life that is in the stress and needs an extra supply on vitamins D. So I would be really in luck about that. The pills control, birth control, the same. All those about group B and vitamin C. And if I also smoke and I take the pills, I will need a lot of vitamin C, at least 1 gram. And we are so far away with our food, even we are healthy. So I really suggest to remain on shape. And above all, you take a pills for birth control. The antibiotics, sometimes we really need to take, we have no choice, we have a bad bacteria. More antibiotic we're gonna take, unless we be in shape, our microbiota in our guts, and also those vitamins. So let's see, I have some what can be an infection, some important infection, ice, whatever, and I have to take 2-3 weeks of antibiotics. I really suggest you to check your vitamins and also take the probiotic to face the damage that they did. Prozac or other serotonin in, captors. So I'm talking about, I say, I don't know, depress, I think. Depression, I think, in English. So when my mood is very down and it's come a pathology, I'm so sad. I don't want to even live anymore. And there are so many persons, so many lady in this situation. Well, usually we take something that calm us down, and this we take melatonin and B9. And to create melatonin, we need group B and magnesium. So see, it's very, very important for many things. If I haven't those nutrients when I'm breastfeeding in a good amount, they could give me a problem when then I will be in menopause or even after, because in the nature between us and between the baby is gonna child the baby. Say, okay, if you have 100 milligrams of calcium to give me. That's what our body said. I prefer to give to the baby, and you do what you want. So really also we have to think about it when we are pregnant and when we're breastfeeding to give us the right amount of vitamin minerals because we can pay, like I say, we can pay the bills later. And so we most omega-3 at the time, iron, because we need 3 times more iron than before we get pregnant. Zinc, magnesium for us, also for the cramps. It's magnesium comes pretty much the fact that we need the cramps come pretty much from the fact that we are we haven't enough magnesium. B9, folic acid, and vitamin C. That's why many um, women, when they are pregnant, and then also remain after for hormones problem, but they bleed, like they bleed from the gums. So a lots of vitamin C we need it. And above all, for the vegetarian can be very dangerous to not health in a good way, and that can be without with the lack of those vitamins. I don't know if you can see because I have something in front, so I don't know if you see the vitamins. I have something of PDF in front, so it's B12. So it's also the blood cell, GB, protein, and those really are important for our nerves. If we have luck and drop fast, we can really have problems to our nerves. So we have to really take care when we are vegetarian more than the other.
Christina, I see that you still have a lot of to share, and I think we still have about 15 minutes
Okay,
just
okay.
to let you know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's yeah, thank you, Erwin. It's yeah, there is no much so far. Okay, so we arrive to the menopause. That is really a matter of estrogen. This hormone that we got, and then when it go into menopause, it just go away. What are the most problems when we are menopause? The deflates is go down the energy that we need. So because the metabolism slow down a little bit, but that not mean that everything just stop. We can do a lot. We can really do a lot for ourselves in a healthy way. And then let me, okay. And then usually we need to rest a little bit more. So we spend less calorie because we need to rest a little bit more. We got more, we increase the progesterone and the testosterone. And those most of the time give us the appetite. And so we want to eat more. And so we weigh again, we weight again, we have the weight gain. The body wants also take a couple or between 2 and 5 kilos. It's natural. Why I want to do that? Because it believe that when we gain weight, we can reproduce the estrogen. That's what it thinks. But the estrogen, it comes from the fat cells. And they say, okay, if I increase and I have more fat cells, I can have estrogen. So it's really want to do that. That's why even if the people doesn't eat more than before, most of the time for the metabolism and for this situation, it just again a little bit more weight. Most of the lady have the hot flashes, which is non-understandable for the husband, the man, but it's really something not uncomfortable. And this is come from the estrogens as they go down. The hypertension, because our vessels are a little more rigid, depend a lot the style of our life before, how we live, if we smoke, don't smoke, stress, no stress, walk, no walk, we're very sedentary or not. So it's very important the way the style that you had before. Sleep problems like night cramps and muscle pains is come from always the estrogen that go down. Um, the mood swing. This is also people around a new menopause lady usually understand pretty much. You see that she goes menopause from the mood swing, but it's really not her fault. There is no fault. It's a chemistry. And bone density, that's why we were talking. It was what I really took, for example, the important of eat in a good way all your life, even your womb life, and the muscle mass that start go down for all those reasons, but also because the hormones in the night that the GH growth hormone that start to be a little lazy. So about energy that's go down, what we can do, there are so many very simple things that we can do. It can help for the energy. So try to eat the food that it dense on nutrient but not in calories. So it dense on nutrients, which is full on minerals, what is full on vitamins, like well, like a pulse that I told to you, like lentils. They are rich, really rich on magnesium, and they got a fiber, which is a very good for our guts. And they have a group B, even if they are cooked, but still. It will be very good. Or fruit and we say all the same thing, fruit and vegetable. So those are rich. Well, they're not very rich for what we need, but compared to the other food, they have an amount of nutrients, vitamin, minerals, but they don't have a lot of calorie. Or if I talk about protein, we can have, like if I eat a nice good chicken that was run outside, much better for its fiber. Okay, there is a good quantity amount of protein, but there is not lots of calorie. Um, so try to increase a little bit the protein at this age, but not too much. I'm talking about 2 grams a kilos. I'm talking about a right to 1 grams a kilos would be already very, very good. Not too much would be not good. Okay. Um, to increase the metabolism is very important that you do your cardio and also the resistance training for our muscle. And more muscle we got and more we burn calorie. What burn calories are the muscles, are not it's not the fat. So try to go against this natural proceed of wait a little bit step by step. In the menopause time, the muscles eating a little bit more protein and increase the metabolism in doing cardio and both and lift away a little bit. Um, of course, take a high quality vitamin supplement that can help us in all those things. Okay, and also workout can help us to balance our appetites. Mm, if I do in a regular way, I work out in a regular way, whatever you want, run, biking, walking, whatever you want. But this will really help if it's in a regular way to regulate also my appetite. Okay, really, is an hormone matter. And don't miss the carbo. Well, most of the lady don't eat carbo enough because they think they're gonna um, take away that. Okay, there is a carpo with a very white flour, which is not good, or ultra processed that are not good at all, but an healthy carbo like a good quality of pasta rice, it's a very good. You can weight kilos or pounds wherever you come from. You can weigh this gain if you don't eat carbo. Let me tell you, because you can increase what the cortisol, and the cortisol is a hormone that give you sugar in the blood. So no carbo at all means more cortisol. More cortisol means to take gain a weight. Okay, and there are many studies now on these years that show that if you are really overweight, you can increase the amount of omega-3, like to pass to 4 4 grams a day, and this can help to lose weight, the weight that you don't want that you gained before. About all what you call vasomotor disturbance, hot flashes, itching, night sweating is typical in this moment. Well, try start for the simple things. Doctor tried to give the hormones less and less because there are many problems related to the hormones, the artificial hormones. So if you really have no a big problem about bones density, just try to not do that and just eat and drink fresh, not hot. Be careful the alcohol, spicy food during evening, above all during the evening. Caffeine, also the cafe have caffeine, so be careful about tea and caffeine in the coffee. Relax. So that's we go inside an holistic approach to feel healthy. It's everything. It's related to the stay outside, stay in nature, do some workout. So the exercise, eat well, and do things that calm you down. Above all, if you have this situation, try what you like. It's not mean you don't have to do meditation if you don't like that, but something that calm down can be also a read a book or, for example, a hot bath. Something that calm you down, that make you feel good, that can be useful for those kind of problem in a natural way. And then those are the most important if you have this problem. Intake more than the food because you will not have enough, and above all of magnesium, which is in a very rich calories food that you don't want to eat it. So magnesium, B6 and calcium. Okay, I'm almost finished. Hypertension. Again, work out for the hypertension. Try to make more elastic your vessels. Try to move every day. Do what you can, but move. A step, 2 step, go to the grocery store and walk. Try to move. This is so important for our hypertension, which is related to our mind. So move, do what you can, but just move. And of course, this is not enough if you don't have a healthy diet. Everything is related. Another time for hypertension, the most important, don't say there's the only one, but the most important supply would be magnesium, B6, C, so Q10 and omega-3. This is the most important for our hypertension. And check your weight without obsession. Of course, if you're overweight, if you're obese, you risk have more hypertension. If you lose a little bit of weight or a lot, really would be helpful for you. If you do that without obsession and without stress. Otherwise, if you have stress, we're not helpful to lose the weight in this way. Mood swing, again. So it's the same that I said before for the mood, for the I'm sorry for the rush that you have on you. So relax, things positive, everything is mixed with the food, with the heat in a good way. And we found again magnesium so important, and take a magnesium. I'm talking about 300 pretty much, but we have also to face how much calcium you take, because if there is more calcium in my supply, that magnesium will not good. We have to take more magnesium than calcium. So USANA, for example, it's good for this. It's one of the reasons I decided to join USANA. Group B, all group B, also for that, because it's for the nervous system, C, omega-3. There are also plants, but it's not my professional knowing. I have no really wisdom about that. I have just a little weekend of training about that. But we know that, for example, ashwagandha, that's been one of the best plants that can help you for that, for the sleep, for the mood swing, and also some essential oils can help you for that. And we are very different, depend our vibration and our really vibes. Our vibes can be really related for one essential oils or one or the other. So um, it's something individual, pretty much. Bone density, physical activity is so important, not just to take a calcium like this, CBT activity, because when you move, what's happened? When you move, you massage your muscles, massage your bones, and make them breathe. They oxygen. The bone is not a die tissue, is a tissue that breathe and live exactly like the other. You need oxygen, you need the nutrients, and um, to move help that. So physical activity, if you can outdoor, I have no time to tell you why, but will be better if you can, of course. If you can't, the gym will be okay, much better than nothing. A little bit more intake of protein, I say 1 gram for kilos would be okay. Our bones need protein. Control the hydration. The study would say about 30, 35 milligram per kilos. And depend, of course, what condition. If you're on the Amazonia or the place that are very hot, you need much more. And if you sweat a lot, you need much more. But this is pretty much what you should take in a regular situation. And those supplements is so important. Okay, when I talk about D and talk about micro 20 micrograms, maybe or five I know at least or that's mean 5 multiplied 4. That's what there is. I don't know which project is that, but anyway, it's the 5. Probably it's an omega-3 5. The best thing could be increase more, so you can take extra vitamins, and those are so important. Also for the bones, of course, always for the bones. I'm sorry, and healthy diet. So all together in a holistic way. So how facing the muscle mass? I don't know if we have it was my question for you. I don't know if we have a time. So if somebody wanna answer to this question that I pose, it'll be very welcome for me. Or otherwise, you can start if it's okay for you, Erfin, and everybody from the team can start to pose other questions about it.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you for all of this information, for your time, and for sharing this knowledge. Um, I remind you that Christina will be one of our keynote speakers in the Tenerife retreat, the Light Usana weekend that a lot of you are going to experience, and we are looking forward to it. It was very clear, Christina, and well, let's see if we have a few questions. For example, Bea is saying that you can face the decrease of muscle mass by eat protein, do regular exercise, and strength exercise. Would you approve it?
Okay. Strength exercise, which one?
Excuse me?
About strength exercise, lifting, lift.
Probably, yes.
Okay, yes. So not in the very, for the women, not too strong, because otherwise we're not good for our bones. Above all, if I'm menopause. So light, see with the coach if there is somebody would be better. And if we have some problem in our body, checking with our Pfizer chiropractics or physiotherapists, because it's very important. But yes, a little bit more protein, a lots of water, because muscle is full of water, full. Okay, don't miss what we don't have a miss it in our diet that many lady just has care about it because they say this is gonna make me wait. What we don't have miss it. We don't have miss the carbo. We can build muscles without carbo. It's not the protein that make build the muscles. The protein we need later. But when you work out, your energies come from carbo. I mean, it's from glucose that come from carbo sugar, okay, not from protein. So carbo, a little more intake of protein in a day, drink a lot, and yeah, lift a little bit in a light way, and also do a cardio because the most important muscle in our body is this one. It's our heart.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
taking time tonight to speak about all the ages of women, from being a teenager to a woman after menopause. It was very interesting. Thanks for all of that. I like to share with everyone that next month, on December the 3rd, that will be a Wednesday, we will have another call, and this call will be offered by Elena Marin, who's a famous gynecologist, a great specialist, and she will be speaking about hormones and menopause. So make sure to join us also for that call. And I think you wanted to share a last thought, Christina, probably. No, you're
Yeah, just to finish, okay? I don't know some those line like a kids that just draw that. I'm sorry about it, just yeah. But the nothing special. Just to say, just finished the slides, and so really our lifestyle that is encompasses all aspect of life. So this is a very important how we are eating, but this is we not enough if we don't move the way we can move, if we don't take today in this world some supplies really needed, try the most time to stay in the nature. It will be very good. Even the little park in front of you, the nature can really help you us in a very way in our soul and physically if you can move there and try to find something that calm you down from the day, not be just a yoga that's very fascinating today, but something that really you feel that calm you down. Bath, take care by yourself, listen to music, walk a little bit outside. So all those things together will help you really to remain in health in all stages of our life. That's it.
Well, again, thank you for all of your tips, Christina. It was very practical. And again, our goal with this series of calls is to support all of you to leverage your lifestyle and have an optimal health. And it was very helpful for this, Christina. So thank you for being with us
Thank you.
tonight. And we wish you a great evening and looking forward to see you on December 3rd. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye bye.